Okay, life is good. Life is good. 7 weeks out, and things are really going good. But trading has been catching up to me. Literally, I've been feeling tired, exhausted throughout the week. Last week, I came down with cold, and I think that drew a lot of energy out of me. It was just draining. Um, so I took about two. I shuffled things around, and then I took Saturday and Sunday off training, and then this Monday still wasn't feeling too good. So and it just lined up that this week is my recovery week. So I am basically the plan. Currently, I'm taking the all, making sure I utilize this recovery week properly to recover. I had a massage, um, and then just make sure I recover because the next 7 weeks now it would just be all in. Just go all out. Anyways, now this brings me to this topic of like I've been thinking about just the true cost of bodybuilding, and this is just specifically for myself and what I've been just thinking about, just making sure I put out, just remind myself during prep is one big thing I'm always conscious about is for a while now I've noticed during prep affects my memory and also affects my just I get a lot of brain fog. Um, and last prep during the research into it, I realized um, it's something to do with the balance of potassium and sodium. So potassium and sodium basically when they interact together within the body, they produce something called ATP, and this ATP is an energy source for the body, and it's basically supply energy from anything from like production of new blood cells, new cells to like contracting the muscle. So now, if there's not, if the right balance is not being met, this energy won't be produced, and this same energy just does affect the brain as well, the operation of the brain. Now, um, the way it works is sodium you can clearly get from just your normal source of food. But however, it's hard to get potassium because the amount of potassium you need is hard to actually get it from all your foods. Um, like the one of the richest source of potassium is avocado, and to get your full um, requirement from avocado, you need about 10 avocados or something like that. So it's hard. How many people eat that much of avocado? So, anyways, so now when I do train during prep, that basically contracting the muscle, and basically I'm training all the muscle groups. So and more energy is required, and it basically prioritizes the muscle, and that affects the brain and reduce the energy supply for the brain, and I get a lot of brain fog, especially when I go to work. You need to be alert, you need to be active. So my way around it is I actually take potassium supplements, and I've seen a lot of improvement based on the recommendation on the bottle. uh, I still get a little bit of brain fog, but it's a lot better. So I might increase the dosage, just see how I feel. But so that's something I have to keep in mind. Anyways, the other thing is muscle imbalance because I train so much. I have to make sure I'm not overtraining some certain muscle groups. Like for the past 2 weeks, I've actually moved my training around. So what I do on the Monday, I do on the Friday now, and I just switch it around just to make sure I'm not favoring some certain muscle group. Like at the start of the week, I have a lot of energy to compare to the end of the week. So it's like if I'm training the chest, like chest is one of my priority group. If I'm focusing on the chest and neglecting the back, um, the, the muscle imbalance would mean I'm not working on my back enough, where I might be leaning forward, or it's just that long time that'll be an issue. And the sports that I do, physics is basically about symmetry and proportion. So that has to be in check. Um, like, just I've seen a lot of people in the gym, and everyone knows this. Like, as a human being, because our eyes is in front of us, we always tend to like think forward. Everything we do is always about forward thinking, and then the concept of looking back is hard compared to looking forward. So it's like we only train the things that we see. We want the things that we see. Um, so again, that muscle imbalance, you train the chest, you train the shoulders, even when it comes to leg training, people train the quads and forget about the hamstrings, so it's things like that. But yeah, muscle imbalance, I always focus on that because you don't want to, again, that also increase the risk of injury, and that's what I want to avoid during prep. The other thing is sleep. Like, it usually, typically you should be sleeping 8 hours. That's what's recommended. Now when I'm training, it's hard to get that 8 hours. Like, even all my training, all my activities throughout the day is scheduled around my sleep to make sure I can get in bed in time and I can wake up at a certain time, so I can get a certain amount of sleep to to and mainly it's just to prioritize the recovery, because I'm doing all this training, I'm doing everything, causing a lot of fatigue in my body, cardio, muscular training, and I'm not recovering, which means by the time I train that muscle group again, it's not the micro tear that's happening in the muscle would not recover, so I'm not getting the benefit of training it again, training it consistently. So recovery is important. And the other thing that affects not getting enough sleep is the performance, my performance in the gym. Like, if I'm not recovering, and if that muscle group is not recovering, so there's some muscle groups that basically compensate, that helps support other muscle groups in terms of development. So if you're training biceps, your biceps won't grow as much if you train your triceps as well. So it's like the legs as well. If you're training the quads, if you're not training the hamstring, both of them won't grow as much if you train them together. Same as the chest and back. So because they support each other, it's like wearing a belt during training. It helps support you. It helps push against something, increase your, so you can then lift more. So yeah, that's sleep. And I've also noticed with my sleep, when it gets really hard, because Monday I'm always good, but Tuesday, Wednesday, oh my god, I feel so tired. Like, during the day, I still get the training in, I still do whatever, but I can see my performances drop, and that's it. The drop in performance, and when I get so tired, my appetite just goes up, and during prep, that's something I want to avoid. So all those three elements, I'm not recovering, my performance drop, and my appetite goes up, and those are the things I want to avoid during prep. Um, and then lastly, it's a big one: people dying just during this thing. Like, honestly, for the past few, like, 1 or 2 years, I've been seeing so many people dying from bodybuilding scene. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's meant to be health and fitness, and it's not just people doing on gears. Like, recently, 2 weeks ago, a famous YouTuber, Instagram influencer died, and it's meant to be natural. Like, this thing is meant to be health and nutrition. Like, the thing is, one thing I always say is, like, there's a lot of elements of science in this health and fitness. Like there's physics, there's chemistry, there's biology. There are people who go to uni 4 years plus to study this thing. People doing PhD on it. Personal trainers that have been training for 10 years plus. So knowing all that, watching 3 minutes video on YouTube, you have to know not all the information and condensing there. So if you see someone doing A and B, that doesn't mean it will necessarily apply to you, or you've gained all the information that you need to know. So it's complicated. So I would say people be careful with it. That's why you have to have personal trainer. You have to have a coaches, or just someone meant to mentor you. So that's some big thing that I worry about. Just to make sure I'm always on check, and I have all my supplements. I have everything. Again, I prioritize my sleep. And I only do this during prep. Also prep. Just I'm always good. But those are the four things that I worry about, and the true cost of bodybuilding. Apart from like spend money that you spend on whatever and just general things, but these are the four main things that I worry about currently. But 7 week out, and yeah, we're ready. I'm feeling good. Let's get it.